It all started on a freezing Thursday night, one of those nights when the wind cuts right through your jacket, and every breath feels like ice. Ethan Cole, a single dad juggling 2 part-time jobs, was on his way home from his late shift at the diner. His shoes were soaked, his hands numb, and all he could think about was checking on his daughter, Lily, who always waited up for him no matter how many times he told her not to. But fate had something else planned. As he passed the empty intersection near Maple Street, he spotted a woman standing beside a stalled car, shivering, her hands trembling as she tried to call someone. She looked terrified. She looked alone. And to Ethan, who knew that feeling all too well, she looked like someone who needed help. Without a second thought, he walked over. "Hey, you okay? Need a hand?" Ethan asked, adjusting the strap of his worn-out backpack. The woman turned, relief washing over her face. I think my battery died. My phone, too. I've been trying to get someone to stop for 30 minutes. Most people would have kept walking. Ethan didn't. Sparkles the stranger who wasn't actually a stranger. Ethan pushed her car to the side, tried jump-starting it, then offered to call a nearby tow truck using his old brick of a phone. While they waited, he handed her his jacket, thin, patched, barely warm, but the only one he had. "You'll freeze," she protested. "I've been colder," he said with a small smile. She laughed softly. "I'm Avery." "Ethan." They talked while the wind howled around them. She noticed the burn marks on his hands, remnants of the kitchen job he worked. She noticed he didn't complain once, not about the cold, not about the hour, not about anything. There was a quiet strength about him. A calmness that felt rare. She asked about his life. He said he had a 7-year-old daughter who was his entire world. He didn't say he was struggling. He didn't say he was drowning in bills. He didn't say he hadn't bought anything for himself in years. But Avery sensed it. And what Ethan didn't know was that Avery wasn't just Avery. She was Avery Reed, one of the youngest tech CEOs in the state, the woman who had built a multi-million-dollar company from scratch. But tonight, she was just a stranded human, rescued by a stranger with a warm heart. Broken heart, the twist Ethan never saw coming. The tow truck arrived. Avery thanked him again and again, offering to pay him back. Ethan simply shook his head. Just help someone else someday. That's enough. Most people say that casually. Ethan meant it. Before she left, she asked, "Can I at least drop you home?" "It's late." Ethan hesitated, then nodded. He didn't want Lily staying awake much longer. When they arrived outside his tiny apartment complex, Lily ran out, barefoot, hair messy, hugging her dad with all the love in the world. "Daddy! You're late." Avery watched them, her chest tightening. She could see everything in that moment. The struggle, the love, the sacrifices. Ethan apologized for Lily's messy pajamas. Avery didn't mind. She saw a father doing everything he could. As they said goodbye, Lily tugged Avery's sleeve and whispered, "Thank you for bringing my daddy home." Something inside Avery shifted. Sunrise the day everything changed. The next morning, Ethan was at the diner flipping pancakes when the owner said, "There's someone asking for you in the front." Ethan wiped his hands and stepped out. Avery was standing there, this time in a sharp suit, her confident posture completely different from the night before. He froze. "Avery?" She smiled warmly. "I didn't get to thank you properly yesterday." She handed him an envelope. He refused it. "I told you, I don't want money." "It's not money," she said gently. Inside was a simple letter. Ethan Cole. "I would like to offer you a full-time position at Reed Innovations with benefits, childcare support, and training for advancement. People like you deserve more than survival, you deserve a chance. Let me give you one." His heart pounded. He looked up, confused, overwhelmed. "Why me?" he whispered. Avery's voice softened. "Because you helped me when you had every reason not to. You gave without expecting anything. People like you, they make the world better. And I want people like you on my team." Ethan blinked back tears, something he hadn't done in years. This wasn't charity. This was recognition. This was hope. Red Heart, the emotional climax. When Ethan got home that evening, he knelt beside Lily. "We're going to be okay," he said, voice trembling. "We really are." Lily hugged him tight. For the first time in a long time, Ethan didn't feel fear. He didn't feel exhaustion. He felt possibility. A single act of kindness, from both sides, had changed everything. Glowing star uplifting ending. Weeks later, Ethan began his new job. He learned fast, worked hard, and soon became one of Avery's most reliable team leads. Avery visited his desk often, not because he needed help, but because she enjoyed seeing someone grow into the life they deserved. And sometimes, as he walked into the office with a coffee in one hand and Lily's drawing in the other, he still wondered. How did helping a stranger turn into the best thing that ever happened to us? Avery once answered that question herself. Because kindness, she said, is never small. The world always finds a way to return it. And it had.